Well, good evening, guys, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. It's evening time for me. Got off work today, and I thought I'd do a video. I showed this knife yesterday, and that lot that I'd picked up, and I'd mentioned that I kind of have a soft spot for Imperial knives. But I specifically said Imperial Ireland knives. And I just thought I would share the story on why. Now, before we get into that, here's another little Imperial jackknife. Imperial Ireland jackknife. NRA logo on it. I think that's the only one I have handy. I've put most of my Imperial Ireland knives in boxes for my boys' knife collections. Whether they like it or not, they've already got a jump start on their knife collection. But oh, and let's dabble into this right quick. Fish knife patterns. I have a few of these. They're neat. I like them. I don't know why. I don't use them when I'm fishing. Here's a Kent, which is made by Camillus. Who was it for? Woolworth? I forget how you say it. But anyway, Kent was a department store brand made by Camillus. And this is probably my nicest example of a fish knife. I assume this sheath is original to the knife because it fits it so well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's got the hook sharpener still intact. Most of these that you see have fallen out if there is any use to them because they're just glued in that handle scale. As you can see, this is a Western. Pretty nice condition for the age. You can see the model number there and the letter D. 1977, Western started using the alphabet to date their knives. 1977 they started out with A and they ended with O in 91, if I'm remembering this correct. So D would date this little fish knife to 1980. That's my nicest example of a fish knife. Just thought you might get a kick out of that. Anyway, back to the original topic. I know I get off on tangents, but I don't want to bore y'all to death. I want to show y'all some other interesting knives while we go through this, so you're not clicking out of the video or getting bored of listening to me talk. But why I have a soft spot for the Imperial Ireland knives. When I was a young boy, my father, no, I'm not going to sing, I'm just playing. When I was 5 or 6 years old, my first pocket knife was an Imperial that was made in Ireland. I'm pretty sure it come from Walmart, and I think it was the Frontier. Now, some of the Frontiers, like the lockbacks and the wood handles, were made by Camillus, but there were Frontier knives made by Imperial too, and I think pretty much all of them were made in Ireland. Now, that little knife was razor sharp, and me being a very young boy, I cut the dog out of myself with it. First day I opened it and was outside playing with it, whittling with it, what have you. So, of course, Dad took it on the porch and he gave it a good old fashioned dulling, kid proofing it. So I was like, I can't have this. I can't have a dull pocket knife. So shortly after that, I found a broke piece of a wet rock. You know, it was whittled down, tapered down, and broke in the middle. And I just had a chunk of it. I think I found it either at my grandpa's house or in my dad's garage. And I whittled that poor little knife down to nothing, learning how to put an edge on it. The blades were probably half gone before I got it to where, or figured out how to sharpen it. Just ruined the knife. And got the edge so thin that it wouldn't hold an edge. And probably wore out, I don't know, another handful of knives after that before I figured out that sharpening knives because you're bored is not the best pastime in the world. But finally, I figured out how to sharpen by hand at a pretty young age just from that. And I just thought I would delve into why I made the comment about having a soft spot for Imperial Ireland made knives. I have a soft spot for Imperial as a whole because, like I said, they have some high quality knives back in the day, and I pick them up anytime I get a chance. I just thought I would share that story of my first knife. Like I said, I'll roll in a picture of, I don't have that knife anymore. It was lost years and years ago. But I'll show a picture of it. That way y'all know what I'm talking about. And anyway, you got to see a couple of examples of fish knives in my collection. And guys, I stopped at a pawn shop after I get out of work on the way to the camper, and I picked up something beautiful, but I'm going to save this for Wood Wednesday. I might give a little bit of a spoiler alert. I know in some of my other videos I said I don't specifically collect case knives, or I don't seek them out. So you can put those two facts together and kind of see where this is going, but I could not walk away from this one. I probably paid right at what it was worth, and I can hear the wife right now.
What'd you pay for it? How much did you pay for this piece of...
But anyways, Wood Wednesday, next Wednesday. I know it's a ways away. Y'all are gonna have to check this one out. It is, I'm excited about it. But anyways, guys, I just thought I'd share that little tidbit about my first pocket knife. This is Hillbilly Proud. Y'all have a good one.